Uh, Welcome to Third Eye. Welcome to Third Eye Visions, y'all. I haven't gone live in so long, and what better way to start my going live on a Friday evening at 7:30 my time, 5:30 her time, with a very interesting guest. Her name is Britney, and we're just gonna sit back and talk and just get all into a lot of things and talk about her newfound life after she had been involved in a tragic accident, and talk about where she works and what she's doing. And she also has a YouTube channel and a nonprofit organization, right, Brittany?
Yes.
Okay, and we're gonna talk about that, and we'll have you. For those who don't know, my name is Anthony Parker, and I want to thank. I think they're called Third something Creation something. Anyway, I forgot. I'm sorry, I butchered the name, but they were responsible for creating me a new banner and giving me some thumbnails, and they took a liking to my channel, so they did that for me, and I appreciate that. So, with that being said, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that you can get updates, and make sure to like and share the video. Like and share the video. So I'm gonna relax. Got me some water here, and we're just gonna get all into Brittany's business and talk about what what she's been up to, where she works, and all that. She's also visually impaired. So with that being said, Brittany, welcome to the channel.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you. Good night. So I hope you enjoyed. Not just playing. But just trying to loosen up. Yeah, I've checked out some of your stuff. I really like your formality. I really like the stuff that you're doing and what have you. First of all, tell everybody where you from.
I'm from Long Beach. Well, I was born in.
You can speak up a little bit.
Okay. I was born in West Covina in California, but I've been in Long Beach since I was like 10, so I'm still here.
Long Beach, huh? That's the home of Snoop and Dog Pound and all them, right?
Yeah, that's what everybody that's out of town
That's
calls.
first thing they say, huh? Okay. So you like it out there on the West Coast?
I guess I like the West Coast, to be honest. I have not been anywhere else to say if I like or not like, but the weather out here is definitely good. There's a bunch of stuff to do. I still haven't did probably half the stuff that's out here. Like, it's a bunch of things to like get out of your comfort zone, and it's just like it's like a party city, plus you're just you're conveniently next to stuff. So that's the good part about the West Coast.
Okay. Have you seen any superstars? Anybody out there?
Hell no.
No. Okay. Well, I've been out there. Just speaking off the record, we had talked on a little briefly. I've been out there in California. Is it San Bernardino or Rialto? One of those places I forgot for a couple of weeks, and I experienced my first earthquake out there. And it was kind of a little terrifying, but I made it through. But my auntie, rest in peace, she was she was acclimated to, because she was from California and stuff like that. But I was kind of scared to feel the earth moving. I ain't doing nothing.
Wow.
Do you experience that a lot? Do you experience that a lot out there, Brittany?
Earthquakes, not a lot. I mean, I've experienced it multiple times, definitely, but it's never been a serious earthquake, like stuff crashing down or anything. So I don't know about that part of it. It
Okay.
definitely is scarier when you're blind.
Yeah,
I
I can
will,
imagine.
it's extremely scary when you're blind. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, moving as we segue up to that discussion of visual impairment. Just you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes. So you can find me by putting in my name. Really.
Don't tell everybody what it's all about and what prompted you to get into the YouTube business. And first of all, have you heard about me before? We reached out to you, or you reached out to however it went down.
No, you reached out to me a few months ago. You found me through my nonprofit organization's Instagram.
Mhm.
But then recently because I subscribed to you when you first introduced yourself months ago. But recently when you posted a video about you being shot and losing your sight,
Mhm.
I commented on your video because, I was like telling you that I experienced that too.
Okay, and we're gonna talk all about that. But as we move a little further to the topic, tell everybody what you know what they can expect on your YouTube channel. What's it all about, and what prompted you to get? Because I see, there's a lot of individuals that are getting into it. Not too many people of color, but there's a lot of visually impaired individuals who are uh, getting into the YouTube and all these other platforms. What prompted you to do it?
Yeah, so my channel is really about upliftment and empowerment. I'm trying to help people live better lives on a day-to-day basis, like dealing with tragedies or anything of that nature, like being resilient and stuff like that. But also I give out recipes and other videos. I'm being descriptive with the video. I'm being descriptive with my cooking recipe videos, in hopes that some blind people will cook more, because that was originally the goal when I was doing the cooking recipe videos, to get blind people like more comfortable to cook by themselves. So I figure if I'm being super descriptive, then they should be able to follow along. But a lot of sighted people like my cooking videos too.
And that you are very descriptive, and I like the words. I think like it's like a word for the day or something like that you've done on there, and uh, you do give off positive vibes and stuff like that. But I'm hoping one of these days that you're gonna do you would do some videos of you actually getting in the kitchen and doing some cooking. I know you can throw down, right?
I know that's the goal, but my kitchen in my house is so small, and then I don't really have like assistants as far as someone to record me. You know what I mean? So it's a little difficult now, but that is the goal, to be in the kitchen, because I know everybody wants to see me actually in the kitchen.
Right. What's your favorite dish that you can like really throw down? Because I heard you were doing talking about some oxtails one day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess people's favorite dish for me is I'm not really sure. I know I make really good nachos. My nachos are really good, but I mean that's not really a dish. I mean, I cook a bunch of stuff. What I really like to make is like stuff where I have to use my hands a lot, like meatloaf or chicken, like stuff like where I have to use my hands is like my favorite dishes to actually cook.
Uh-huh.
But as far as like people's favorite meal, I guess it would be soul food for me. People like my soul food.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So you cook for your family mostly, or you just cook for yourself?
Yeah, I cook for my family all the time. So I cook for like all the holiday events. My sisters come over
Okay.
to his house, and I cook for like our baby showers, like our birthday parties. Like I'm always cooking for like the events of my friends and family.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. Independent blind person. That's what I'm saying. So y'all males out there, if y'all looking for an independent person on the West Coast or East Coast, doesn't matter, because Brittany's looking to travel. Look at me trying to play matchmaker, but
That's me.
anyway, let's segue into one of the topics that I have talking about you actually getting involved in an actual unfortunate situation where you lost your sight. Tell us about that. Let's take us through the day in terms of what happened, and share how you felt afterwards and what have you. So this is your time to express what's going on.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try to be as detailed as I can, because I noticed that I'm not detailed a lot. People tell me so. Yeah. So so I was 16. It was before my 17th birthday. And I went to school like normal. I went to Poly High School in Long Beach. So I was a junior, and on that particular day when I got home from school, I was practicing for a few hours this song for on the violin, because I was in the orchestra class and I was trying to try out symphony. So I was practicing this hard song for hours, and when I finally got the whole song down where I did it perfectly, I showed two of my sisters that I could do it. I was so proud of myself, like it was a great little moment or whatever. And then I was with my boyfriend for maybe a couple of hours. My boyfriend at the time, we're not together now, but I was with him for a couple of hours, and then I remember taking him to the bus stop by my house. And when we got on the bus, I was going back home, but I was going to meet a friend of mine, and I seen her driving past me while I was on the bus stop going towards my house. So I was like trying to run after her, because I was pretty close to the house through this alleyway. And when I got into her car, I specifically, okay, so sorry, let me back up a little bit. When I was at home before meeting up with my boyfriend, there was another friend at the house with me and my sisters, and he was telling us about this house party that is going to be potentially dangerous because people are already discussing shooting it up. And in Long Beach, that's pretty normal. Every house party gets shot up, and I went to a lot of house parties, so I was always running from gunshots before this, before today. So anyways, when the friend told me that party's going to get shot up, I immediately, wasn't going to go because I knew ahead of time. But that house party happened to be the neighbors. Okay, so let me fast forward. When I got in the car with my girlfriend, I told her, like, oh, we're not going to your house, right? Because her neighbors is that house party that the other friend was talking about. There you go. So I was like, you're not going to your house, right? Because that house party is going to get shot up or whatever. And she was like, no, we're about to go to so-and-so's house, which was her cousin. I don't want to say no names, but
Right.
we go to her cousin's house. And then she was like, oh, but we're just going to go to my house. I have to pick something up. And she didn't tell me what she's picking up or anything, So I was just like, whatever. We went, when we got to her house, we ended up staying, but not staying at the party. We was just like in the car with like her sisters, different people was going in and out of the car. Like I thought we weren't going to leave, but I guess we weren't. I don't know. So but anyways, while we're in the car, she was like, oh, let me come in the house with me. I'm going to get whatever she was saying she's going to get, but she still didn't tell me. But before we left, she was like, oh, let me fix this lock over here on this door. So on the passenger side door, it was like, where you would pull up the lock and push it down.
Right.
Was empty. It was just the wires. There was no lock. It was a hole and the wires kind of hanging out. She was like, let me try to lock the door because as far as missing, it doesn't lock. So she got the key from the car and was sticking it down that hole. I don't know what she thought she was going to accomplish, but she was trying to lock the door. At this time, she's on the passenger side. I'm on the driver's side, but the car is not moving. We are parked in her parking spot, which is located behind the duplexes in the alley. So while she's playing with the lock, some boy that goes to my school walks up. I know him, but we're not friends or anything, so we didn't speak. He knew my friend, and he spoke to her and gave her a hug. And he's like, oh, I'm about to shoot up the party. And she's like, no, what are you talking about? Like, don't shoot up the party. My kids is in the house. There's kids in these houses. And he was like, he looked at me, then he looked at her, and then he shook his head, and he was like, see safe. And in Long Beach, people say see safe when they're saying be safe.
Right.
So, yeah, it's that gangbanging stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when he started walking down the alley, 3 or 4 boys came from the woodworks, like by dumpsters. They came out of nowhere, and they walked all in a line, like unity. It looked like a movie, really, when I watched all of them walk down that line. I didn't see them before. They came out of nowhere, so I guess they were there the whole time. I don't know, but they all walked down the alley, and me and my friend looked at each other because, that was scary. We looked at each other with horror in both our eyes. We were both scared as heck, and she's 18, by the way, the friend. So we switched spots because, of course, that was the cue to go. So we switched spots so we could leave. And when we switch spots, now I'm in the passenger side, she's in the driver's side, and she's like, don't shut the door. And I'm like, what you mean don't shut the door? She's like, oh, I messed it up, it's not gonna shut. So I'm immediately unsafe and scared. Duh. So I'm like, I'm leaving the doors like slightly open, like she's asking. And then when she put the key in the ignition, it didn't make a noise at all. No engine noise, nothing. And we both looked at each other like, what the is going on? And as soon as the car didn't start, these 3 boys came to her side, her window. One of them she knew because it was her ex-boyfriend. But the other 2, I don't know if she knew, but I didn't know the other 2. So the ex-boyfriend was like, oh, can we get in the back seat of your car? And she said, yeah. And I looked at her like, yeah. What are you? like it's time to go. But the car can't start anyway, so I guess that's that. But they got in the back seat, and like I said, I didn't know two of them. So the one sitting behind me, I knew, so I didn't talk to him because I didn't really like him. But the one in the middle, it was a black boy, and then there was the other guy was an Asian guy. The black guy, he introduced himself to me and shook my hand. And when I let his hand go, I got shot from the front side. I think it came from, I'm pretty sure it came from the dashboard because the bullet came inside my left eyeball and hit the right. Yeah, it hit my, it went through my nose, skull bone, and then it hit my right eye's retina, not the eyeball, but the retina. And of course, it damaged it and came out of, it came out of my right cheek, really close to my right ear. So at this time when I got shot, because I heard the gunshot, but I got shot with the first gunshot, and I went deaf and blind. I couldn't hear or see absolutely anything, and I was in no pain, so I was trying to figure out why can't I see. That's what I was trying to figure out. I was trying to open my eyes wide, like what's going on with my vision. And after a couple of seconds, my hearing came back, and it was more gunshots. So I was like, oh, I must have got shot because I can't see, but I was in no pain still. So I reached over and I yelled for my friend's name, and she was gone. Everybody in the car was gone. It was just me in the car now. And it was probably like 16 to 18 more gunshots. I'm just like in the car. Oh, yeah, but when I was sitting there, when I realized she was gone, I was like, okay, well, let me touch my face because I must be shot. And I touched my face on the left side. It was a hole. Like my whole left side was blown off, like right above my lip to the top of my head. There was no skin. It felt like blown off, you know. And my eye was still attached to the retina, so it was dangling, and I was just leaking blood, really. So what I did was put my hand down. I immediately put my hand down, and I told myself to calm down. I was like, you know, this is really what I said. I was like, you know, in the movies when people panic, they die. So I didn't panic at all. I just was like the calmest I could ever be. I've never been that calm in my life, actually. I was so calm. And then after the gunshots, I started screaming for help, like, oh, someone help me. I can't see. And it was probably like 30 to 50 people there. And they all was like, get out the car. And I got out the car. And then they was just screaming hysterically because, like I said, my eyeball was still attached. But I was telling them to calm down and to please help me. Oh, sorry, I skipped the whole part. When I was in the car, when I started screaming for help, before they told me to get out the car, the boy's hand that I shook, he came back in the car, and he would start crying hysterically, of course, because he's looking at me, and he was calling the police for me. At this time, I was really saying my last words. I was telling him, like, I know you don't know me, but, you know, I'm sure you're going to find out my parents. Could you tell them that I'm so sorry I didn't listen to them, that I love them, for them not to feel bad, all this type of stuff. And he was like, you know, no, you're not going to die. Stop saying that. You know, he was like, really, it was making it worse for him. But he called the police for me, and he got out the car. And that's when I started saying to get for someone to give me help, and they told me to get out. So when I got out the car, one of the neighbors was holding me, and she was like telling me to sit down. I was like, you know, I don't want to sit down. I want the ambulance. Like, I need to go, you know. She's like, oh, if you don't sit down, you're going to die. I'm a nurse. So that's all she had to tell me. I sat right the fuck down. I sat down. So, and she was holding my eye and like putting pressure to my face. The police came in probably like 10 minutes. They took forever. The police took absolutely forever. I don't even know how I lasted that long. I really don't. But the police came, and it was like asking questions. Did I see anything? I kept telling them I didn't see anything. Don't you see my face? I can't see. Like, the first shot got me. Then the ambulance came sometime after them, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And when the ambulance came, they cut my pants and put me on a stretcher. And when I was going into the ambulance, my friend's mother, I recognized her voice as soon as I heard it. My friend's mother was like, Brad, are you okay? And I was like, hell no. And then I got in the ambulance, and I don't remember anything until I guess I was at the hospital. I remember my mom holding my hand, and I was like, "Mommy, I'm okay. It's okay. It's okay." I remember telling my mom that, but after that, I don't remember anything until I woke up. But when I talked to my friends and family, they
Mhm.
all came that night, and they all said when they came in and said something to me that I recognized every single body's name, and I was like, "I'm okay. I'm okay." I don't remember that, but I was telling everybody I was okay. But anyways, in the morning when I woke up, I was so happy. Like I've never been that happy a day in my life, for real. I was extremely happy. I thought I died the night before, so when I woke up and I was fine and I remembered everything. I was still blind, but I didn't even care about that. That was that was so secondary for me. I was just like couldn't believe that I was okay. My face felt the same. Like the hole was gone. I was grateful. So
Wow, that's a story. How are you so calm throughout the whole entire endeavor?
I don't know. I thought I really, because I was young, I really was thinking of movies. That's all that helped me, really.
Wow, man. So whatever happened to the people that were in the car with you? Did they
Her,
ever get
yeah, I didn't see my friend for a month after that. I don't know. She lived down the street from me. I don't know what's up with her. She just I don't know. But the other three guys, I mean, I didn't know them really in the first place, so I don't talk to them. Oh, but you know what? Her ex boyfriend, I seen him the other day. He didn't say anything to me, but I was with my friend, and she was like, "Oh, that's so and so. That's the guy that was in the car with me." So I was like, "Oh my gosh, dun dun dun." But he saw me the other day.
so now how has life changed since you were uh uh
Yeah. So
shot?
before first I could see, so it was just all regular. But after when I became blind, so when I went, so yeah, I was a junior, right? So it was the month of May. Usually school's over around June. So my school just froze the grades that I had at the day I got shot, and let me finish that year with those grades. So I had two A's, two B's, two C's. So I went on to in the summer I was really just recuperating, like just just at home every day, really recuperating. But I went back to school in September, like normal, like everybody else, and I went back to my same school. They were trying to have me go to this other school with more blind people, but I was like, hell no, I want to go to Poly. Like I want to graduate from my school. Like no. So I went to my school, and I was like really the only blind person there. I mean, it was other visually impaired students, probably like 10 of them, but they could see still. Like they didn't even use a cane or anything. So I was the only blind person in the school, but when I came back, I still was writing on paper because they gave me this paper that where the lines are raised, if for people that could see, the regular notebook
Right.
paper, white, with the blue lines. Yeah, those lines were the blue lines were raised basically so I could feel them, and I just like wrote like normal like essays and stuff like that, or if I had homework assignments, I wrote on those papers, and my teacher just graded it like that because my writing is very very legible. But if I needed to type something out, what happened was I had a period with someone that will type things out for me. If I was supposed to type things out, I would write it first, and she would copy it on the computer for me because I didn't know how to use the computer as a blind person still. And when I was in school, I had basically like a teacher's aide, someone that I walked on his arm, and he was in class with me, reading anything that I needed reading and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And in 12th grade, I only had four classes because I was done. I was geared up to go to university, so I
Mhm.
didn't have six classes. So one of those periods was with the lady, like I told you, that was helping me. Then another period was therapy, of course, because I needed it. um,
Okay, I can imagine. Now let me stop with a couple of people just joined. We're speaking
uh,
with Brittany, and she's telling her story of the time in which she was shot and stayed calm throughout the whole entire process, and she ended up losing her sight. And it was at a you weren't at the house party. Now you were like behind and like in the alleyway getting ready to go, or you were contemplating.
yeah, like in the parking spot, but their parking spots is like in the alleyway. But yeah, I was basically, I mean, I wasn't at the house party, but basically I was, it's our neighbors. So
So I want to ask you. Well, first of all, they weren't. Your school wasn't geared to help you out immediately. I mean, you had to go through a process before before they could get everything ready for you, right?
No, there was no process of getting nothing ready. I just, because I went back to school in 3 months like everybody else. No, no, no. I just had extra help. Like I said, the teacher's aide, I was walking on his arm, and that period, the other lady liked to help me with as far as typing things down or reading stuff to me and things like that. That's really all I. That's all
But
I
I'm
had.
saying, like, when you went to school for those 3 months, I mean, did you contact the teachers at the school to let them know that you will be coming? What was the status? Or you just blindly, pardon the pun, walked in, and they said, hey, how are we gonna do this? I mean, how
Oh,
was it?
yeah, because because I already went there the 3 years prior. That everybody knew me, so of course I told all my teachers and friends and stuff. My counselor basically, he knew really they were trying to get me to go to the blind school the whole 3 months. So that they prolonged it, but there was nothing special put in place, is what I'm trying to say. I was in the same normal class I would have been in if I wasn't blind. I didn't have nothing special,
Oh,
really.
wow. So, do you still have any traumatic experiences, like dreams or anything like that, of the night of the time you got shot?
No, of course that was a traumatic experience, but I never felt that experience of people that feel like reliving it and all that. I've
Yeah.
never experienced reliving it. I don't relive it. I don't care to talk about it. It doesn't bother me. Like I don't know about that part of life. I don't have that.
So why your attitude? I know you shouldn't be pissed off or anything like that. Through no fault of your own, but because everybody that I've talked with, and I've talked with several people who have lost their sight, and they seem to have like a positive output, outward, after the fact that they've gotten shot. What has held you together? Like or let me back up and ask you: Was there any time in which you may have felt like disappointed, or just felt like just ending it all? Just felt kind of bad about the whole situation.
I mean, I mean about getting shot. No. I mean, I have my days as far as being blind. Like I wish I could just drive and stuff like that. But as far as actually getting shot and losing my sight, I don't. I never. And someone, why am I not mad? And someone asked me, have I ever asked why did this happen to me? I've never asked that question. And I'm not mad. I don't know. I'm just really, I'm grateful. I feel special because I thought I was gonna die. So that's all that.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa said, I mean, a lady by the name of Melinda, she's from South Carolina. Say hi to her. She said, God bless you. I mean,
Oh, nice.
so so you do you ever get? I don't know why. You ever get anybody feeling sorry for you now? From especially from friends who knew you prior to you.
Absolutely. Everybody's sorry for me. Everybody feels pity on me. It's actually annoying, but yeah, my friends, none of my friends talked to me when I came back. Everybody was shocked and intimidated. Um, no one spoke to me that year, really. But at the last day of school, they all were coming up to me and my teacher's aide, and they were asking the teacher's aide if he can write in their yearbook for me, and I told them no, I could write. And when I did that, they all were talking to me like normal. It was like nothing ever happened. But throughout the whole year, I guess they didn't know I was so inviting,
Right.
or I was happy. They thought I was like, I guess, sad or something, but I wasn't. So they could have talked to me, but
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Brittany, you have a very positive. I mean, you're a very positive attitude about the whole situation. You're like one of the most positive persons that I met, that I've talked with thus far. But the impressive thing is that the fact that you were still able to write, even though you were able to see, what I'm saying, they provided the lines and stuff like that. So that took a lot of courage and determination, what have you. So, I mean, I love your personality, y'all. Look, I'm speaking with Brittany. She has a YouTube channel called. Tell them again what it is, because we every once in a while I take a little break to fill people in. What's the name of your channel?
just find me by putting in Brittany Embry, and in the description box it'll say blind empowerment, because there's going to be a couple of Brittany Embrys, but yeah, the one
Okay.
that says blind empowerment is mine.
All right. So briefly, tell us, after you've become blind, what steps did you had to go through in order to acclimate yourself again in society, and what was the push to keep you to move forward and not really feel sorry for yourself?
What was the push to? I've never got asked that. What was the, honestly, it was going to college and becoming independent and having a family. Like I wanted a regular life still. I didn't want to feel blind. I wanted to do what everybody else is doing, just like normal.
How did you find that strength to say, man? Because I would have, if that would have happened to me, I lost my sight a long time ago. If that happened to me, I probably would like, man, start doubting myself. What was it that called, just looking at the picture of you getting shot. You were
Yeah.
able to see let's say the day before, all of a sudden you get shot and you're visually impaired, so you have to adapt to a whole new way of life. So what was it that said that chimed in you and said, well, hey, I got to keep moving. I can't feel sorry for myself.
Oh my gosh, this question is so hard for me because I don't know. I really just am like this. I didn't do anything specific or think any certain way. This is just how I don't know. This is just how I am.
Did you ever checking some messages? Did you ever have you always had this personality, this positive outlook vibe about
Um,
yourself?
so I don't, no, actually, when I could see, I was very mean and negative. I was a mean little girl. I was rude. I was sassy, bossy. No, I would definitely wasn't like this. No. I think because my life was spared, I felt like I got a second chance and I felt more special than other people. So that is what made me not doubt myself or feel bad about myself. I felt really special, literally.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, prior to this, and you just briefly answered because I know you did tell me the story about it, but I want these people to know. Prior to you losing your sight, have you or did you ever come in contact with any other visually impaired? Well, you say you went to school, but totally blind people.
Oh no, I didn't know any blind people before I went blind. No, no, no.
Wait, hold on, my little boy's coming through. Uh, So that's kind of funny because a lot of individuals who are sighted I've spoken with, they've told me the same thing that, well, I have never come in contact with anyone who was blind and whatnot, and I guess just and that kind of makes sense because you run with who you run with and stuff like that, and that's no
Right.
that's what I've always been getting. So as you moved on, you graduated from college. What did you do in between and now.
Yeah. So
You're
when I
not.
graduated high school, that summer is when I learned the computer for blind people, JAWS, and mobility training. Well, I got some mobility training while I was in high school, but that's when it was more intense over the summer when I had more time. Um, and yes, when I graduated college after 4.5 years, I graduated in 2018 from Cal State Dominguez Hills in Carson, California. Yeah, when I graduated,
You
I
said
was
that kind of fast. Where did you
oh
graduate from?
Cal State University Dominguez Hills. It's in Carson, California.
Okay. And what did you take? And what did you take up on?
I majored in sociology of inequalities.
Okay. And what are you doing with that sociology degree?
Yeah, so now I am an auditor for a pharmaceutical company, and I'm a senior auditor. I evaluate pharmacists' calls. I listen to the calls, make sure that they're verifying the patient correctly, and giving good customer service. So I evaluate. I submit evaluation forms, and it's
Okay.
and it's work. Well, it's work from home now, but when I first was working there, it was in office.
So and that's good. So for those individuals out there, because like I said, we're covering various topics as far as uh, working and just finding the job suitable for you. Has that been a challenge for you, or this was your first job that you had run up against and you just got it, happened to get it?
Well, no, I've been working since I was 14, but as far as being blind, my first job being blind was at the college. I worked in the disability office at the college.
Mhm.
That was that was a pretty good experience because it was already a blind person working there, so
Mhm.
that blind person was able to train me. So that was a pretty good job. But besides that, I worked at this restaurant called OPEC Dining in the Dark. It's in Santa Monica, California, and it's a restaurant where all the waitresses and waiters are blind.
Get
And
out of here. For real?
yes, all the waitresses and waiters are blind. And when sighted people come, it's like they get to pick very vaguely they get to pick their food. Like if we say, "Oh, do you like beef, chicken, or whatever they pick," we give them that certain plate. But we basically I'll take all the sighted people inside this dark maze into this dark room. They have to have their phones off, and I lead them to their table, and I give them their food, and they have to guess what they're eating. They get to talk to us and ask us how we're blind, but it's like totally dark in there. They gotta ask me if they gotta go to the restroom. Like they don't know where they're going. So
Oh wow. So is this a
yeah.
popular restaurant?
I guess it is. I guess it is. A lot of people don't know about it though, but I think a lot of people do. So it started in San Francisco, and I think there's one in Vegas. I think there's only 3 in the world right now. But
I have
the
never, I've never,
job of my life. Like I wish they closed because of COVID-19,
mhm.
but supposedly when they open, they'll call us back. I hope they do because I loved that job.
Okay. And now the job that you're working now, how long have you been working there?
Yeah, I've been working in this job since December 28, 2020.
Mhm.
And this job, at first they weren't really accessible, but they are super patient and understanding and trying their absolutely best. So ever since I worked there, like probably like every 3 months, there's an update to the systems I use as far as accessibility,
Mhm.
and it's way better now. It's easier for me to navigate and everything. They definitely came a long way and did their due diligence.
Okay. Well, that's problem work I'm dealing with as far as finding accessibility, in the jobs that I've encountered. Now let me get yeah. Now let me go back to the uh, night of which had gotten shot. Does that bring back any time, or is there any time where you kind of wish that you? I know it doesn't make sense, but hadn't gone, or you just normally love to go to parties and you just was out there just like being out in the atmosphere. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Oh yeah, I definitely regret going. Oh yeah, absolutely.
but
Yes.
but did you normally always go to parties, or it just happened to go?
Yes, I normally always go to I always went to parties. Yes, every weekend I was at a party. Oh yeah.
And
Not
what about now? Do you go to
now. No, that's a hell no. I only go to like organized stuff, like at a hotel if it's a couple people. But like a real house party, that's a no. I'm not going.
okay. Now, as far as because it appears that you are coping with being blind. You taking it real well, and you have adapted. So, as far as any other adaptive technologies, oh my God, what else do you use aside from the computers and stuff? Do you use cane? Do you use any other those little things that describe what you're looking at? I forgot the name of, but what other adaptive technologies do you use? There we go.
Besides my iPhone with the accessibility feature voiceover, I use a Victor reader to record stuff and like to save my credit card and debit card numbers and stuff like that.
Mm.
Um, but besides that, I don't use a bunch of stuff for blind people. Oh, I use bump dots, like the little stickers to help you out as far as like where you're going, like on my microwave and on my keyboard. Um, Besides that, that's not adaptive technology either.
Yeah,
That's
well, I mean, it's adaptive. I mean, it's anything like that is form of technology. I mean, it may not
oh
be in
yeah.
a sense, yeah. So I mean, you said your friends don't speak to you that you had prior to you losing your sight.
Yeah, that was in the car. No, we talked after that, probably like a month after. She got shot in her arm. We were only 2 people that got shot, and but we ended up not being friends because she's not a real friend. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So was I mean, the bullet wasn't meant for anyone that was in the car. You don't know, or
Yeah, I don't know, but when I look back, it may have been because her ex-boyfriend, he kind of looked scared. So you never know. He kind of looked scared, and I didn't know why. But after I got shot, I was like, oh, maybe that's why. And the way he asked to get in the car was like he's running from something. But I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't have any proof of anything. So they never found I did it either. There's a bunch of rumors on who did it. You know, a couple of the people they said did it were actually really close friends of mine. But they're in jail right now for murdering someone. So I
Karma, you know, you do something, something is bound to happen. So how have your parents been in this situation, like since you've lost your sight? How
oh
helpful have they been, and talk about how helpful have they been, and how too much help you've been receiving, you know, which can hinder your independence. So how talk about that, because a lot of visually impaired people who are newly blind, you know, they may want to hear this and things like that.
yeah. So you want me to talk about how much they've been helping me, right?
Both help, and then sometimes they, you know, they can provide too much, you know what I'm saying, which
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, they've been very helpful, especially my father. He was taking me to school every day on the train and the bus. And when he got a car, he was driving me everywhere. You know. My mom definitely helps a lot. My mom is the over helper. She watches me when I'm in the kitchen over my back, and then I say, "Mommy, what are you doing?" And then she's like mad that I know she's right there. She's like, "How you know I'm right here?" I'm like, "Why are you watching me?" But yeah, she's always watching me. If I go in the refrigerator, and I guess if she feels like I'm not finding what I'm looking for, she's always like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" She's always, when I ask where is something, she always comes to get it instead of just telling me where it is. And she's kind of, yeah, she's you know what, I told her that I'm trying to move out because I've been wanting to leave since I was before college. I was, my plans were to go to the dorm. So getting shot really hindered my independent plans. But I've really been living with my parents to make them comfortable. And recently I told them, like, I gotta go, you know, like I gotta move out. And my mom, it's been really hard for her to even accept me wanting to move out. She asks me all the time, why do I want to move out? None of my answers, I guess, is good enough for her. She doesn't feel like I should move out. She told me if she can't yell my name from her living room window, then I'm too far. I mean, she's just.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I understand that wholeheartedly. So, is it going to be at some point that you're planning on moving out, or I'm quite
Yeah,
sure.
out of here. I gotta go. Yeah, I'm definitely out of here. I have plans. I'm saving my money, and I'm looking into different housing. What's that called? First home programs. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
programs and disabled home programs. See if they have, you know, programs for blind people. Because out here, it's like there's a bunch of new apartment complexes through HUD where you could get in if you're blind. You know, you sign up, and then in a few years they call you.
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. I know what you're
But
talking about.
yeah, out of everything, I get no social security. I get no help at all because they say I make too much money. So I'm on my own as far as anything to do with anything.
And that's a messed up thing. That's, you know, there for another topic. But yeah, Social Security, they do. If you make a certain amount, they will snatch you off of there. And then I don't know how hard or how easy it would be to get back on after they do. So you kind of have to be careful about how much you make and all this other stuff when you do actually get a job. You know.
Yep. The only
Right.
good thing about it is if you do get a job where you make too much, like me, if you report it on time and before they catch you, then they let you keep your Medi-Cal. So that's the only good thing. And I believe if you keep your Medi-Cal, because technically I'm still on Social Security because I keep my Medi-Cal. So if I ever was to lose my job, I'm pretty sure it would be easy because I'm on right now. So I would just
Automatically, yeah.
job. Yeah.
Now you have a nonprofit, or as we wrap up everything, you have a nonprofit organization. You want to tell everybody what that is and how long it's been in existence, and where do you see it? You know, what are you trying to do with it?
Sorry. Yeah, so my nonprofit organization is called Resilience and Confidence First. I created it in 2020. But I did a few events since then, but I really have been trying to get funding, proper funding. So my events really have been successful, the ones I did do.
Mhm.
And I have one coming up on April 3rd where I'm giving out food at my school my old school, Dominguez Hills. But I give out food to the homeless all the time with this nonprofit, and the goal is to be able to get a building with food. Sorry, with a kitchen, so I could cook the food there and give out food, but also to provide cooking classes to blind people and do different events with blind people, like little hotel parties or going to the museum. It's a organization called Heart Foundations, I think Heart Foundation, yeah, for blind people, and they do different events like bike riding and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to kind of mock them in a sense, but do other events too that I could think of, and then also give out food to the homeless. Like those are my main services right now. Oh, sorry, and motivational and inspirational speaking. People want to call me to come talk or whatever. I'm down with that too.
And
So,
have they come to or at least try to get you to come and speak at any engagements yet thus far? Or you say that's
I Azusa High School 2 different times. They had me come talk to the students there. A Spanish class, a Spanish speaking class, and then the English 2 English classes. Yeah. That's all I've been to is Azusa High School, really. But I'm sure once I get more exposure, people will call me for that more
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And you what's your nationality? You
Oh
speak?
yeah, I'm Black. I'm just Black American, African American, whatever you want to call it.
That's because you say you've spoken in some Spanish class. I was wondering, you speak Spanish as well?
Oh yeah, I took Spanish in high school, but I don't speak it fluently. Someone was translating, but I do speak a little Spanish, but no.
Okay, okay. Well, man, I am very impressed. Because it just seemed like you just got shot and everything's still rolling. You lost your sight, and nothing has stopped you. It's not a beautiful thing that you were shot, but the fact that you have
Right.
still have got goobs of confidence, and this can definitely go a long way. You have any last minute couple of words you want to say again before you do that? Give a shout out to about your channel. Tell everybody the name of your channel and all that, how to spell it, all that good stuff.
Okay, yeah. So you can follow my channel by putting in my name, Brittany Embry, spelled Brittany, last name EM as in mother, B as in boy, RY.
Mhm.
And the description will say blind empowerment, because a couple of Brittany Embrys pop up. I think I'm like the third or fourth one. But also you can follow me on Facebook with my name, Brittany Embry. I'll pop up as Brittany Melanin Empath Embry. I submit my videos there too. And as far as my nonprofit, you guys can start following me on Facebook at RC First. That's RC1ST. And you can follow my nonprofit at RC First on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And that's about it.
You're a busy person, man. I'm glad I've had the opportunity to speak with you, and definitely this is not gonna be the first time you come on. Because if it's any particular topics you want to really talk about aside, just on your channel, just call me up or hit me up and say, "Hey, what you think about this? You want to talk about this?" Because this is open to everyone. So I mean, it's not just my channel. Because I appreciate everybody helping me out and stuff like that. Man, do you have any last minute words you want to say? Any positive words you want to leave us with?
Um, I mean, no. I guess what I want to say is that I feel like everybody needs to we need to normalize being more maturely direct with one another, and also we need to avoid negative thoughts to prevent overthinking and lies put in our head. It's so important for us to not be so negative. That's what I want to say.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth though? For real, I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, y'all definitely go and check out Brittany's channel, man. She does have a lot of great some words for the day, positive words, and she really breaks them down and everything and what have you. So what you have coming up next on your channel?
Like my next video.
Yeah, all right. What's coming up?
I don't know. I've been trying to think of a word to do. I haven't came up with a word. My last video was on oxtails, so I was supposed to do a word this week, but nothing came to mind. So this weekend I'm really going to just look over my notes where I'd be like trying to save words so that to go back to it and just see what I'm feeling, because I have to feel the word. I can't
Right.
just do it on the word just because. So I gotta find out my little niche this weekend.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. Well, come back again. Don't let this be your first and last time, man. And you keep up the good work. And if there's anything that I could do, please hit me up, and we'll make it happen.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Bye. Bye.
Bye.